Okay, first I'd like to apologize for the camera view and our quality. I had to switch to the cell phone because both my batteries are dead for the camera. And here you can see the little dits and divots in the floor. I'm crawling around on my knees, but right now at this time of the build I'm not going to worry about it. I have all the screws removed so we can start disassemble. And as I disassemble, I'm going to go ahead and fill the holes with Gorilla Glue, the original Gorilla Glue, and place the anchors in. Did notice on one of the pieces where we did put an anchor in, once the anchors were set, just come back. It's not much. Probably won't take much. It's not going to take much at all. But probably just take the hacksaw, since it's the finest blade, and just go over that right quick, smooth it out, and get it screwed in. Now is also a good time to examine the ones to see if you missed any or that didn't take, and go ahead and get them glued back in. It is like rubbery instead of hard. Squeeze the glue down into the hole to where it starts to ooze out a little bit. Back it up if you need to let it start to ooze. Then gently start to guide your anchor in. And when I set my anchors, I set them just a tad bit below the surface, tad bit below flush. So basically, that's what I'm going to do now, is just go around the board and fill these holes with glue. I'm at the point where I'm putting anchors in, and as I go along, I have discovered that I have one of these little shorty Phillip heads, and I don't know if it is, but this is what the process I'm going to use. For each one of the holes I've drilled, this Phillip heads happen to be pretty much the same depth as the anchors. So what I'm doing is, for each hole, to make sure I get enough glue down in there, I'm coming through and just making a punch for each hole. And then as I fill it in, as I twist it in, like I said, I want to go just below flush. And as you turn it, you're going to feel it right at that place where it gets snug, and that should be deep enough. I really don't want to go too deep, considering the length of the screws that I'm using and how far I have to dig into it. So once it gets to that point where you feel it, you can feel it, that tension when it starts to bite, then that should be enough. Backing on out, then that should be enough. The glue will fill on in, and the glue will fill on in, and with the remainder, I just like to go ahead and spread it out across the face as much as possible. And I'm showing you this now because after doing a few, I like the way it feels. And so at this point I want to see just how much is it going to swell up. But it will at least give it a better surface to bond to when I get ready to glue it. Okay, this is why I was stating why I like to screw the that one there got real close to the edge. A couple of those did. That's why I determined to for later. Anyway, this is why I like to screw it in a little bit deeper than the surface, so that the foam can fill it in, and it's going to make it, instead of just a surface mount, it's more embedded. It's more, it's in there, and just instead of a surface mount.
after it dries up, this here isn't fully cured, but it's dry enough to where it's not fully cured, but it's dry enough to where I'm going to shave it down and let it continue to set overnight so I don't have to come back and do it later. I was using a hacksaw blade, but I came across this old multi-purpose tool, and the blade on it is really sharp. Okay, this is a good, as I discovered, moment in the middle of the video. Once again, one of those out of sequence things, but I want to inform you. So I'm going to try, then put one of the washers on this side. Okay, so I didn't put the washer on this side for these two, and like I said, I want to try the Gorilla Glue as opposed to the HD construction stuff. What? Maybe I should get it marked first. And it's just that easy to set them in place, to line them up. I think I may have missed that, but just put it over it, line it up, and set them in place. Okay, I just want, while I'm doing this, I just want to go over the HD. That's with the HD, Gorilla HD. It holds it in there, it holds it in place. That's basically what it will do. And that's basically what you will need. But as you see, when you apply some tension and pressure to it, it will pretty much so easily rip it apart. And that's a pretty good seating amount, I would say. But so what I'm trying is on the other side, as you saw, I went ahead and put a couple drops of the original Gorilla Glue. And that's what I'm going to do on this side as well. I'm going to just put experiment with this. This, I guess, is, I'm just trying this, but if you were to do this, I guess you would just move right along and get it done. But at the same time, I'm, like I said, in no rush to really get this built. So I'm taking the time and doing this as things come to me, basically. You'll see it's wanting to lift up, but there's an easy solution for that. See, this one here didn't have the HD on it. I went ahead and, well, it came off anyway, however, whatever wasn't up there, so it's staying flush. But in the event that it may rise, I'm gonna tape it down. I'm gonna tape the other one down, and we'll come back and see what kind of grip it has.
Okay, once you have all your anchors cleaned up, smooth out, it will be time to assemble. And like I said, I wanted to sink my screws down just a little bit so I could get coverage. Like I said, I wanted to be more embedded in the foam as opposed to just sitting on the surface. So let's put it together and see how it works. This here is really my game changer because it's allowing me to hold stuff in place better than tape. And like I said, once I go together with the final assembly, I do believe this is really going to help to hold it in place and strengthen it once it's secured, once it's finished. But it is really pulling the foam together. I guess the thing to consider if you want to use this method is once you complete it, there's going to be little divots everywhere where one of these little washers where they come together. But the thing is, there's some cosmetics. As I go through my mind, some ideas I'm having, I'm going to try to blend these in. Using this method, they really line up really well, and it's holding it together really tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish getting these in place, get the back wall set up, the rest of the side wall set up, and we'll see if we can flip it and do the bottom.